Hi, I'm Andrew Dawson and I'm co-director of Suitcases, the indoor component of this two-part show. So I joined Wet Picnic just, only a few weeks ago really, but also working with them in the summer, looking at some of the ideas that were leading up to the rehearsal period. And now sort of in rehearsal and coming in and out of rehearsal, watching the process and helping them form and shape the kind of content of what the indoor component, the kind of experience of being in a theatre as opposed to being out on the street, as it's very different and can be exciting in a whole new way. The premise of Suitcases is about the internet and how this massive beast that is around us all the time and that we're using all the time, and how that affects our everyday lives. And we take a generic character, it could be your neighbour, someone you know, I mean it's sort of a familiar person, and take them into the internet where something maybe happens to them where they'd rather not be there. How would you delete yourself from the internet if you take yourself off Facebook, off Twitter, got rid of your email account? What would that be like? Could you imagine doing that? At the same time, is that similar to like having some kind of nervous breakdown, that you're taking yourself out of society, trying to hide behind closed doors and not be seen by it? How similar is that to your connection to the internet? To do that, we're playing with technology directly. So in the theatre it might be completely dark and we just use devices like mobile phones and iPads and things, and it's amazing how much light you get off a mobile phone, that you can see someone in the theatre. As performers, it drives us crazy seeing audience members with lights on, and now we've flipped that on its head and actually use it actually on stage. And then maybe some way we see us disappear into these devices, so we, in the rehearsal process, we're really experimenting with the theatricality of what it would be like to be consumed by the internet. And we have these strange people that maybe they inhabit the internet, maybe it's operated by strange people in black who move objects around and have fun with you, and then we'll play with sound and images and distort your perception of space and time. And then in that, hopefully we find a place that's quite, you feel for this person, this neighbour of yours who's been swallowed up by it, and you never know, it might be you next. So this has been a fascinating project for me, because normally I work on one piece or one show at a time, but actually this show has two components. It has the outdoor show and the indoor show. And although they're independent of each other, they do reflect on each other. So the character you meet outside somehow gets consumed by the story outside and is then revealed on the indoor show. So it's great if you experience both, because it adds colour and depth to the whole experience. But it's not vital that you see both. But maybe it doesn't matter which order you even see both in, because actually they support each other, and it's like reading a book forwards and then turning the book over, and then you read the book from the back forwards, and maybe they end up colliding in the middle. So you probably associate Wet Picnic with kind of absurdist, larger than life, kind of extraordinary characters that are kind of very playful, kind of sarcastic, pushing things in interesting places, especially outdoor in the street, where you have to kind of be larger than life and take people on an extraordinary journey in an outdoor atmosphere. Our opportunity here, in the darkness of the interior space of a theatre using just devices, is that we can go darker and deeper and into a more movement orientated sense, and something that creates more atmosphere and rhythms that are darker and more interesting, without losing some comedy and some fun in it as well. And maybe this gives us a chance for Wet Picnic to go somewhere where they haven't quite gone before, but taking what you're familiar with and going a little further and a little more introspective in a way, and hopefully take you with us.